이번 주에도 돌아온 한국어 영어 반반 팟캐스트 하프앤하프의 정태웅입니다. 반갑습니다.
And I'm Jeep. You're listening to Half and Half. Welcome. Let's have an interesting conversation in English and Korean.
네, 좋아요.
All right. Cool.
이번의 주제는
Mm-hmm.
우리 팟캐스트에 한 달에 한 번 나오는 카트리나가 추천해준 주제입니다.
Mm-hmm.
근데 찌프는 이 단어 들어본 적 있나요?
No. So, yeah, you told me what the topic would be, and I'd never seen the word before. I'll try to say the word in Korean. I think it was 인사치레? 인사치레?
인사치레. 네, 인사치레 맞아요.
So I'd never heard of it. I looked it up, and I was confused. I didn't quite understand the definition. So usually before an episode, I prepare a little bit, have some plan about what to talk about. Today, I'm going to learn. I don't know what this is, and I don't know what we're going to talk about really. So yeah, please explain. What is 인사치레?
좋아요.
Yeah,
사실 그 인사치레는
yeah.
요즘 한국인들이 그렇게 많이 쓰는 말은 아니에요.
Okay, it's not a common
네.
word.
네, 자주 쓰이진 않는데
음.
그리고 또 좀 애매해요. 느낌이 애매해요.
애매. What do you mean? Oh yeah, I see. It's like wishy-washy, we would say in English. Like yes and no, not really in the middle, something.
네, 네, 네.
Okay.
보통은 어떤 의미냐면
Okay.
뭐 인사 같은 건데,
Okay. It's a type of greeting.
네, 인사인데 막 진짜 막 야 너무 반갑다, 너무 오랜만이다, 막 이런 인사가 아니라
Okay.
만나서 반갑습니다. 뭐 밥은 드셨나요? 뭐 밥 먹었어? 뭐
오케이.
이런 그냥 하는 인사 같은 거예요.
Okay. So it's not a sincere greeting where you really want to say hello. It's more like just saying hello only to say hello for no other reason.
그렇죠.
Okay. Would this be you say this to somebody that you know or somebody that you don't know?
뭐 다 써요.
Okay, you can use it in both situations.
네, 네. 그리고
Yeah.
그 인사라는 말 때문에
Mm-hmm.
딱 만났을 때만 한다고 생각할 수 있는데,
Mm-hmm.
근데 그게 아니라
Mm-hmm.
그냥 뭐 헤어질 때도 하는 말일 수도 있어요.
Oh, it can also right. So in Korean, insa can mean when you meet somebody, but also when you're leaving to go to different, go
맞아요,
different
맞아요.
ways. So separating or coming together.
네.
Okay.
그래서 대표적인 게
Yeah.
뭐 얘기 끝나거나 뭐 헤어질 때 뭐 다음에 밥 한번 먹자 이 말이 있거든요.
Sure. Let's go get dinner next time, or let's go eat. Well, next time I see you, let's have some food or something like that.
네, 네. 근데 이게 대부분 한국에서는
Yeah.
진짜 밥을 먹자는 의미로 안 받아들여질 때가 많아요.
Sure. Okay. Even though you're saying that you won't actually get food or something, it's just saying, hey, see you next time. Let's get some food.
맞아요.
Okay. So I'm starting to understand this word a little bit. We do have similar things in Western culture also. I mean, so just we'll cover this part so far.
네.
So when you say to somebody in our culture, we say, oh, let's get together more often. We say something like that. Let's get together more often, or let's go get dinner sometime, or
네.
what else do we say that's similar? We can also say like, okay, so this is not when we're leaving, but when we're first meeting, we usually say something like, how are the kids? How are the kids? Especially if you know they have children. If you're not sure, don't use this, of course.
당연하죠.
But this would be, I think I maybe can translate 인사 치레 as throwaway greeting. That maybe is how I would say this. Throwaway greeting. Throwaway is like 버리다, right? It's like trash.
네.
Yeah.
네.
So you're doing a greeting, but you're just throwing it. You're not. There's no reason for it, I guess. So throwaway greeting would be, how are the kids? And then they say,
그냥 일단 던지는 거네요.
Yeah. So they might respond, oh, my daughter's in second grade now, or they might say, oh, my daughter's in college now, or something like that. So they can still respond to it as a genuine question, but maybe you don't really care about the answer so much. It's just you can't think of anything else. Yeah.
근데 영어에서 쓰는 How are you도
Yes. How are you?
그런 거 아니에요?
Sort of. Let me think about it. So if I first when I meet somebody, how are you? If I say how are you, it actually sounds pretty sincere. Like I do want to know how they're doing. So if I'm if I'm throwing out a greeting, like doing a throwaway greeting, I might just say, how's it going? How's it going is much, much less formal. I don't really want an answer. It's like just a throwaway greeting. Oh, how's it going? But yeah, if I say, how are you doing? I think it sounds like I really want to know the answer. Yeah.
그래요?
Yeah. Or how are you?
How are you? 저는 그러면 뭐라고 대답해야 될지 잘 모르겠더라고요.
You don't know how to respond?
그냥 아니 이것도 그 방글라데시에 있을 때인데 거기서는
Yeah.
이렇게 저 같은 외국인이랑 얘기를 할 때 영어로 쓰니까 뭐 어디서 똑같이 배운 건지 영어로 대화를 시작할 때는 무조건 How are you로 시작해요.
Well, okay, so I think that makes sense because there are certain English phrases that people learn when they're learning English as a second language that are common expressions, but native speakers of the language might not use those expressions the same way. So a very common example of this is the phrase "take a rest." Take a rest.
네.
This is not a native phrase at all. No native speaker says take a rest. It's not common, but it's for some reason people from other countries have learned this phrase and they use it very frequently. And it's always weird when I hear this take a rest. Cuz we would say get some rest or take a break. Take a break or get some rest, but we'd never say take a rest. It's a really weird phrase. But especially, I think people from India use this phrase a lot because they use English somewhat commonly, but it's a slightly different form of English. So anyway, how are you? We wouldn't really use this as a regular greeting. That would be asking somebody how do you feel, or like what is your current state? Yeah, like.
그래서 제가 그렇게 느꼈던 것 같아요.
Yeah. Maybe that was a real phrase a long time ago. It sounds kind of a little bit British, but I'm not sure. We don't really say that unless we mean to ask the question. Yeah. Yeah.
그래서 그저께도 문자를 주고받았고 어제도 문자를 주고받았고 그래서 오늘 문자가 왔는데 오늘 문자를 보내는 사람이 How are you? 이렇게 시작을 해요.
In text, actually, it's a little more common. How are you? How's it going? In text, I might say, how are you? I think that's more possible. But I think the reason why I would use that in text is because they can take some time to respond. Like they could wait an hour and then respond later with more information about how are they, or they could just ignore the question and say something else. Like when we're talking face to face and I ask how are you, I expect a response immediately. In text, it's not quite the same, so we can use that question a little more easily, I think.
대답을 안 하기도 해요.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have to respond. Yeah.
문자로 할 때는.
Yeah. Okay, so throwaway greetings. Yeah, how are you doing? How's it going? How are you doing? How's it going? And then when we leave, see ya. See ya is like one of the most common, like informal greetings for when we leave. See ya. But see ya, like the original meaning, of course, is later I will see you. I will see you
그렇죠.
later. But we don't have to actually see them later. like maybe I'll never see them again.
아, 그래요?
Yeah. So, for example, like let's say I'm at a store,
네.
and I see somebody that I've never met before, somebody totally new, and they're like reaching, trying to get something off a shelf. They're reaching up high. They can't quite reach it. I say, oh, I'm a little taller. And I'll say, hey, oh, hi, can I help you get that? And they'll say, okay. I give them the thing. I say, okay, thanks. See ya. Bye. See ya. I'll never see that person again. Never. But we can still say see ya.
근데 또 우연히 마주칠 수도 있잖아요.
It's possible. We possibly could see each other again, sure. But it's very unlikely. Like, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Is that covering the meaning of 인사치레? Is that kind of thing?
제 생각엔 그런 것 같은데요.
Okay.
네, 그 진짜 다시 보자가 아닌데 다시 보자고 하는 거잖아요.
Okay. Uh-huh.
네. 근데 그 장고 언체인드 봤어요?
Yeah. Yes, I saw it. Yeah.
거기서 근데 그 닥터 슐츠가 그 캔디 미스터 캔디한테 그 자기는 보통 다시 보자라고 마지막에 인사를 하는데 그 당신한테는 이렇게 인사 못하겠다 이러면서 바이바이 굿바이라고 하나? 그렇죠.
Goodbye. Yeah.
네. 근데 그런 거 보면서 근데 저도 좀 그렇게 생각하거든요. 왜 진짜 다음에 밥을 먹지도 않을 거면서 밥 한번 먹자고 하지? 그 생각을 해서 저는 그런 얘기를 진짜 많이는 안 해요.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
네.
Yeah, I mean, especially so Tarantino's movies
네.
he does a lot of writing and dialogue in those movies. He thinks a lot about the dialogue, and a lot of the dialogue is meant to like sound really cool or sound really like I don't know how to say it, like be memorable or like just sound very interesting. And so when a character says something like that, I think it's just fun to hear. Like, oh wow, you know, he's saying it in this way, like it's really interesting. And it doesn't always mean exactly the exact definition of what is said. It can have double meanings where you say it one way, but it means something else. So yeah, that's an interesting point.
네. 그래서 저는 다음에 밥 한번 먹자, 뭐 밥 한번 사줄게, 뭐 이런 말을 안 하고,
Yeah.
그냥 뭐 다음에 뭐 볼 일 있으면 보자 이렇게 얘기를 하거든요. 네, 또 보자 이런 얘기도 잘 안 하고 그냥 보게 되면 보자. 근데 이것도 영화 대사에서 영향을 받은 거예요.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I need to watch that movie again. I've only seen it once, but I think I kind of remember what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, I have another question. Is 인사치레, is it considered rude or is it not rude? Is it just kind of normal?
전혀 무례하지는 않고.
Okay.
오히려 그게 예의로 생각되기도 해요.
Oh, it can be polite actually.
네.
Okay.
그냥 어떻게든 그 상황에서 해야 할 말을 하고 가는 거니까. 네, 뭐 그냥 아무 말 안 하는 거보다. 네, 꼭 항상 막 진심으로 우러나온 말만 할 수는 없잖아요.
Right. I see.
네, 그래서 예를 들어서 만약에 뭐 결혼식이나 아니면 뭐 어떤 누가 돌아간 장례식장 같은 데 갔는데 제가 막 너무 바빠서 시간이 없는 거예요.
Right.
그래서 잠깐 갔다가 나와야 되는 거예요. 그러면은 뭐 가서 결혼식이면 결혼 너무 축하드려요. 막 이렇게 그냥 인사만 하고 나와요.
Yeah. Sure.
이런 것도 인사치레만 했다라고 얘기하기도 해요.
Congrats on your wedding, and then leave.
네, 그렇죠.
Or just congratulations or congrats.
네, 네.
I see. I see. Yeah, in English, congratulations is a little bit formal. Congrats is very informal. But if we want to very quickly just greet someone, oh, congrats, bye. you know.
근데 제 생각에는
Mhm.
그 인사하는 그 말 그 자체보다
Yeah.
그 상황이
Mhm.
어떻게 축하한다는 말을 하든
Mhm.
막 너무 축하해요. 막 진짜 축하해요. 아, 막 행복하세요. 이런 이게 무슨 말이든
Right.
그 상황에 그냥 잠깐 가서 그냥 인사만 하고 나오는 거잖아요.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
근데 그게 포인트인 것 같아요.
What is it?
그러니까 그 막 진짜 결혼식에 참석해서 막 앉아서 막 축하해주고 막 보고 막 밥도 같이 먹고 막 그 이렇게 축하를 해주지는 못했지만
Mhm. Mhm.
그냥 그래도 잠깐 가서 그냥 형식적으로 아 축하드립니다 이렇게 뭐 축하해 이렇게 하고 딱 그냥 금방 나오는 거
Mhm. Mhm.
그게 뭐 그냥 인사치레만 했다 이렇게
I see.
수
I
있는
see.
느낌?
Okay.
좀 느낌이 오나요?
Yeah, yeah, I get it. It does make sense. Yeah, I think. What was I thinking of? So, there's a difference between like saying, "Oh, huge congratulations on your wedding," or just, "Oh, congrats." But just saying congrats and leaving, you just say, "Oh, I just threw out a greeting and then I left." Is kind of how you can describe that. I see. Yeah, I think there's a similar thing. So as another example, similar maybe. If I have a friend who gets married, but I wasn't invited to the wedding, which is fine. It's not a problem, but I just wasn't there. I might see them a week later or 2 weeks later. And then we have this very common throwaway greeting. We say, "How's married life?" How's married life? So it means a few weeks ago you were not married. Now you are married. Is your life different? Has your life changed? So how's married life? That's a very common first greeting when you meet somebody who you know got married. But yeah, it's a throwaway greeting. Like you don't expect them to give you a real answer because there's probably nothing has changed that much. And yeah, I think the response would just be like, "Yeah, it's good," or "It's fine," or "Nothing's different," or something like that. Yeah. So how's married life? Yeah, another very, very common English throwaway greeting, I think you've heard this, I'm sure you've heard this, is "What's up?"
많이 들어봤죠.
Yeah, "What's up?" Or even shorter, you can say "Sup."
근데 저는 좀
Yeah.
어색해요. 그 말이.
You think it's awkward? Why?
그냥 그 느낌 자체가 좀 어색해요. 내가 미국인이 아니라 그런가?
For you to use, it's a little awkward.
네, 그리고 뭔가 좀 막 제가 힙합 아티스트가 된 것 같고 막 What's up 이렇게 막 하는 것 같고.
Okay. If you emphasize it like that, it's like, "What's up?" or something. Yeah, then it sounds like hip hop. But many people, just normal people, I'll just say, "What's up? What's up?" Very simply like that. That could be a very, very simple greeting. "What's up?" But probably just for people that you know. Probably not somebody that you have just met.
네, 좀 모르는 사람이 그러면 좀 무서울 것 같아요.
Yeah.
What's up? 이렇게 하면은 좀 후드 사람인가? 이렇게.
Yeah, maybe if you're trying to scare them a little bit, if you want to like, "Sup?" They might go, "Oh no, don't mess with that guy."
네, 좀 그럴 것 같은 느낌.
Yeah, and then there's also what would you call it? Gesturing. Like you can greet somebody without speaking. So very, very common one is of course this, right?
네.
So for example, let's say I'm walking along the street.
네.
And I see somebody that I know, a friend, coming the other direction toward me. Sometimes we don't want to stop and talk because we're both busy. I'll just go like this. And then they'll go like this. And we'll walk past each other and that's it. Like we don't have to say anything.
네.
Does that count as 인사치레?
그건 아닌 것 같아요.
No, it's not. Why not?
네. 그러니까 뭔가 그 조금의 성의를 보여주기 위해
Yeah.
마음에 없는 말을 해야 돼요.
Okay. I see. What if
제 생각엔 그게 좀 그러니까 제가 말했잖아요. 이게 애매하다고요.
I see. Okay, I know. Yeah, it's a tricky definition. It's not exactly one thing or
네.
the other. Okay, so what about if instead of waving like this, what if we just do this? Or
그것도 아닐 것 같은데.
okay, that's not 인사치레.
이렇게 네, 그건 아닌 것 같아요.
Okay.
이렇게 잠깐 딱 멈춰서
Okay.
그래서 뭐 오랜만이야 뭐 다음에 보아 이렇게 하고 지나가면
Uh-huh.
그건 인사치레예요.
Okay. What about this? Another example. What if again we're walking toward each other and I hold up my hand like this and then he goes like this.
이렇게?
Yeah. And then we stood there for 1 second and then we go. But we didn't say anything.
여기서부터 어려운데.
Yeah. Maybe there's no
아닌-
exact answer. I'm just curious how you feel.
아닌 것 같기도 하고.
Okay.
네. 말을 해야 되는 것 같아요. 말.
Okay.
네.
All right. I see.
네.
Yeah. So, I mean, in Korea, like in that situation where you're just passing somebody and you do stop and say something, what do you say? Do you just say 안녕하세요 or 안녕 or what?
아니 뭐 한국 전체가 그런지는 몰라요, 잘.
Yeah.
근데 저는 일단요.
Mm-hmm.
일단 길에서 아는 사람이 보이면
Mm-hmm.
보통 피해가는 편이고
Pretend you don't see them or
네.
just avoid them. Is that just
네.
you or is that everybody?
일단 저만 그렇다고 하겠습니다.
Yeah.
근데 뭐 만나면 그 반응이 다양해요.
Okay.
뭐 만나면 뭐 되게 반갑게 오야 막 이렇게 하는 경우도 있고.
Sure. Yeah.
근데 막 여자들은 와 막 이렇게 하는 경우도 있고.
Yeah, that's the same here.
그래요?
Uh-huh.
네, 그렇게 다양하고 그래 이거 진짜 그 상황마다 다른 것 같아요.
Mm-hmm.
그리고 또 얼마 만에 보는지에 또 따라 다를 것 같고.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I mostly understand this concept now in Satsure. We do have it. I still am going to translate it as throwaway greeting.
네.
Throwaway greeting or throwaway words. We can also say that. Throwaway words. But yeah, it's more like when you're meeting or leaving. So more like a greeting.
그 찌프는 물론 한국어를 그 좀 한지 꽤 돼서 좀 되게 익숙하겠지만
Mm-hmm.
외국인의 시선에서 보면
음?
다음에 밥 먹자고 하면서 헤어지는 게 좀 어떤 느낌인가요?
If I'm talking to a Korean or in English.
그 한국인이 이렇게 이야기하는 걸
Yeah.
그 외국인의 입장에서 보면
Yeah.
어떤 느낌인가요?
Actually, I honestly would think that they really did want to go get food sometime. I don't know that I would think that they were just saying that just as an expression. I might believe that they were being honest and saying, "Oh, let's go get food." And then the next message I would send to them would be like maybe a week later I'd say, "Where do you want to go get food? Let's make a plan or something." So yeah, I think I would take it as in English we'd say take it at face value. Take it at face value means believe exactly what the words mean. I think I would probably. Yeah. I know there is a common Korean expression like 밥 먹었어? Or
네.
and so that one I know is not a sincere like what did you actually eat or like it's not really asking. That one I know. But I don't think I realized that saying let's get food later in Korean is not really a genuine expression. I didn't know that. So I would have just believed it. Yeah. Yeah.
아, 그쵸. 근데 그게 사실은 뭐 당연한 거죠. 그렇게 생각하는 게.
Yeah, yeah.
근데 그러면은요.
Mhm.
반대로 치프가 영어로 얘기하는 사람들은
Right.
그렇게 그런 식으로 마지막에 뭐 더 자주 보자 이렇게 얘기한다고 했잖아요.
Mhm. See each other more
그러면-
often. Yeah.
근데 네. 그거는 진심이에요?
No, I mean it's not. It's not really. I mean, no. Anytime we say that, let's see each other more often, it almost always means that will not actually happen. Like, it really the meaning of the expression is, it would be nice, or if for some reason we did see each other more often, that would actually be nice. But I'm not going to make any extra effort to do that. Like, I'm not going to try. Just if it happened is really the meaning. Yeah.
근데
Yeah.
그 앞으로 좀 더 자주 보자, 자주 보면 좋겠다라는 말이 그 저는 그런 한국에서도 진짜 가끔 쓰는데 근데 그러면 그런 얘기 들으면 전 되게 기분이 좋을 것 같거든요.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, it's a good feeling. I think it's a nice expression. Like, it's very polite, and
네.
people feel good to hear it or say it.
네.
But again, they won't actually make any effort because
그게 너무 슬퍼요.
people are busy and it's hard, and there might be
너무 슬퍼.
reasons that you don't see each other often, like you live far apart, or I don't know. There's just lots of reasons.
그 제가 친구들 그 여러 친구들 중에 그 어떤 모임이 있는데 그 친구 모임이 한 1년에 한 번 만나요. 4명인데.
Just once a year, the four of you meet.
네. 근데 항상 1년에 한 번 그때 만나면 야, 보니까 너무 좋다. 진짜 너무 재밌다. 야, 우리 자주 보자. 또 보자. 막 다음 달에 볼까? 이렇게 말하면서 헤어져요.
That's right. Yeah.
그 진심으로. 근데 그땐 진심이에요.
Yeah. Yeah. You can honestly mean it. That's right.
근데 다음 해에 봐요.
Right. But then you see them next year. You don't actually make another plan.
네,
Yeah.
네.
It's difficult. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. I have a really good friend in Seattle. I used to live in Seattle for a lot of years, and every once in a while we talk on the phone, maybe once or twice a year. And the thing he always says, this is his insachire, his throwaway greeting. He says, well, I talk to you more often than I thought I would, but not as much as I want. That's what he was saying. So when I moved, he thought
네.
we wouldn't see each other very often, and we don't. But he says, yeah, I talk to you more than I thought I would, but not as much as I want. So he wants to talk more often, but we do talk twice a year, which is kind of often for people who live so far apart. So I should make an effort to talk to him more.
네. 근데 좀 영리한 인사치레 같은데요?
Yeah, exactly.
네. 그러면서 좀 더 나는 원래는 자주 얘기하고 싶다 이런 마음을 보여주는.
Yeah, exactly.
저도 다음에 써먹어야 되겠네요.
Yeah.
네.
I just thought of one other throwaway greeting when we leave. So we can say see you later. That's the original phrase. See you later.
네.
So we say see you or see ya.
네.
We can also just say later. So when we say goodbye, we just say later.
네. 그런 식으로 이제 굿모닝도 그냥 모닝 이렇게만 하고.
Morning. Right.
네.
Morning.
그러죠.
That's right. Yeah. Morning is a very common insachire. That's right. It means good morning, but we don't have time to say good, so we just say morning. Morning. Yeah. Yeah, you can also say evening. So when we say goodbye, we just say evening.
네.
Yeah.
근데 굿나잇은 나잇나잇 이러나요?
Night night. It's true. Night night means they are within 30 minutes. They're going to bed and going to sleep. Like very soon they're going to sleep.
아,
That'd be
진짜
night-night.
자기 직전에.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you say it more cutely, you can say nighty night.
네, 네.
Nighty night.
좀 더 귀엽게. 남자들끼리는 안 쓰겠네요.
So, no. It's not bad. No.
쓸 수 있어요?
Yeah.
남자들끼리도 써요? 오.
Yeah. Nighty night.
그렇구나.
Mm-hmm.
좋습니다.
Yeah.
그러면
Mm-hmm.
이런 인사치레를
Mm-hmm.
아주 잘하면
Mm-hmm.
좀 인간관계나 좀 사회생활에 도움이 될까요?
Yes, I think so. I mean, yeah, people who are really good at it, I think it can. I'm trying to think how to explain it. It can make them seem like a more. we say personable. It's a weird word, but they're a more personable person.
그게 뭐예요?
Personable person means they're like more like a human, meaning that they have good relationships with lots of people in their community and things like that. So people who are good at this, yeah, it's important. It's a good skill. Yeah.
좀 인간미 있다 이거랑 좀 비슷한 느낌인가요?
인간미 있다?
인간미 있다.
Oh, I've never heard this phrase, but I think I can understand it from like the characters used. So yeah, I think that sounds right. Yeah.
저도 인간미 있는 사람을 좋아합니다. 저도.
Yeah, that's cool.
personable person이라는 말이.
Personable person. Yeah.
좀 웃긴 것 같네요.
Yeah, it's a funny phrase. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I have any other thoughts about this subject. I think this is a really good way to learn it. Oh, so I'll tell you something that's really funny. Last week we talked about 특이점.
네.
Yeah, and so just because I learned that word when we were talking, like in context about the subject of Nohu, that word stuck with me so easily. Like now I can never forget that word. So learning this word insa tire,
네.
I think this word will stick with me very, very well because I was able to spend time learning about it and thinking about it. So, yeah.
그렇죠.
It's a good way to learn.
네. 저도 personable person은 안 잊어버릴 것 같고.
Right.
네, 그리고 get some rest 이것도.
Yeah, never say that. Don't say that. Sorry.
아니 get some rest가 맞죠?
Sorry. No, you're right. You're right. Get some rest is correct. Get some rest.
그렇죠.
Yeah. Take a rest is not good. Don't say that.
Get a rest. Get some rest. 이렇게.
Get some rest.
네. Get some rest.
Get some rest. Take a break.
Get a rest도 아니에요?
Get a rest? No.
Get some rest?
Yes.
네, get some rest? 알겠습니다.
Yeah.
오케이.
Yeah.
그리고 또 한 가지 생각했던 거는 이거는 뭐 물론 우리 팟캐스트 외국인 분들도 꽤 들으시니까 한국어를 처음 그러니까 배우기 시작한 지 얼마 안 된 외국인들이 진짜 엄청 열에 아홉은 하는 실수가 있거든요.
Oh, what mistake?
그게 영어로 우리가 얘기한 것처럼 How are you로 시작하잖아요. 근데 How are you를 그냥 한국어로 어떻게 지냈어요? 어떻게 지내요? 라고만
잘
배워서
지내. 어떻게 지내요?
네,
Yeah.
잘 지내요? 이렇게.
Yeah, it's a little awkward.
네, 그래서 배운 지 얼마 안 된 사람한테 이랑 얘기하면
Right.
그거를 쓰면 어색한 상황에 항상 그렇게 시작을 하더라고요. 예를 들면 처음 만나는 사람한테
Right.
처음 만난 사람이
Right.
잘 지냈어요? 이렇게 말해요. 그러면은
Right.
그런 경우가 있고.
Wow. Yeah, really?
네네. 그리고 또 한 이틀 전이나 지난 일주일 전에 이야기했었는데 그 일주일 만에 볼 때 잘 지냈어요? 이렇게 하거나 뭐 어제 이야기했는데 오늘 또 잘 지냈어요? 이렇게 대화를 시작하는 거죠.
Right, right. Yeah.
근데 영어로 하면 뭐 어제 얘기했던 사람이랑도 How are you? 이렇게 얘기하면 뭐 크게 어색하지 않을 텐데.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little bit awkward to say that, even in this situation, because you have to really want to know how they are or how they feel. So the more like simple version would just be, again, how's it going, or what's up, or how's it going, how's it going. Yeah, I think that's the main one. How's it going? That one you can say to anybody. Even if you don't know them, if you're just seeing them for the first time. Oh, how's it going? I'd like to buy this cake. Like, you don't have to actually want to know how's it going. You can just say it.
그렇구나. 처음에.
Yeah.
그래요? 참. 그러니까 그래서 학생들한테 항상 그런 상황이 있을 때 어떻게 설명해야 될지 좀 까다로울 때가 있는데, 예. 보통은 비교적 자주 보는 사람을 만날 때는 잘 지냈어요라고는 말을 안 하죠.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, definitely.
네, 꽤 오래 안 봤을 때, 정말 오랜만에 볼 때 잘 지냈어요? 이렇게 물어보고.
Yeah, it needs to be at least a week, but like 2 weeks might be better.
네, 그렇죠. 일주일도 짧아요, 제
Yeah,
생각에는. 네.
Yeah.
근데 그 문제는 그래서 학생들 외국인 학생들이 그러면 뭐라고 인사해요? 라고 물어보거든요.
Right.
한국인들은 뭐라고 해요? 이렇게 하거든요. 그러면 안 하는 것 같아요. 그런 말을. 그냥. 네.
I mean, I would just think 안녕하세요. Like that covers every situation to start, right?
그러니까 예를 들어서 그냥 뭐 제 친구.
Yeah.
제 친구랑 뭐 지난주에 만나서 놀았는데 이번에 또 만나요. 그러면 뭐 안녕도 안 해요, 사실.
Oh, really? What do you say? Nothing?
아무 말도 안 해요, 그냥.
Okay.
그냥 그때 맞는 뭐 야 머리 잘랐네 이렇게 하거나 아니면 뭐 네.
I just remembered another very common English throwaway
네?
greeting. So we say yo.
yo. 네.
Yeah.
뭐 아니면 hey 이렇게.
Hey, yo. Yeah.
그래서 저도 곰곰이 생각해 보면 딱히 정해진 인사가 없고 그냥 왔냐 이렇게.
Yeah. I see.
그냥 그렇게 하더라고요.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So here's a formal, polite throwaway greeting that people use.
네.
This one's very polite because you're like very, very excited to see somebody, even if you knew that you would see them. Sometimes we say, look who's here.
근데
Yeah.
진짜.
So somebody comes to your house. You know they're coming. They open the door and walk in. You say,
네.
"Oh, look who's here."
근데 그거 너무 좀 이상해요. 오글거려요.
Oh, no. I mean, maybe it sounds
아니에요?
that way to you, but like for
네.
us, saying that and hearing that, it makes us feel really good when people say that. I don't know why. Like, it's a really nice greeting for people, but it has this formality that still is sort of insatsure. Like, it has that sort of throwaway feel. So, yeah. Look who's here. Because you're not saying, actually, please look and, who is this
네.
person? Like,
네.
or something like that. Or, I'm so surprised. You're not really surprised. You just say it anyway.
그게 요즘은 어떤지 모르겠는데 예전에 막 영화 같은 거 한국어 더빙하거나 막 한글 자막을 쓸 때 제가 알기로 요즘은 좀 그 완전 직접 번역이 아니라 진짜 한국인들이 말하듯이 의역을 잘해서 자연스러운데
sure. Uh-huh.
근데 옛날에는 그런 말들을요 진짜 한국어로 그냥 그대로 번역을 해서 더빙을 하거나
Right.
자막으로 쓰는 경우가 많았던 것 같아요. 근데 그거를 그대로 한국어로 하면 여기 누가 왔는지 볼까? 막 이런 말을 하면 진짜 이상하단 말이에요.
Okay, yeah, that's really awkward.
네,
Wow, yeah, that's weird.
진짜 이상하게 들리죠.
That's so funny. Yeah. When phrases like that get a direct translation, then it sounds so strange. Yeah.
네.
Yeah, because I mean, like for example, you said "왔냐?" Like in English, if we translate that, it's like "you came," or I don't know. It doesn't make any sense in English. It's so strange. Like yeah.
그쵸.
Okay, and then there's another variation, a different style. Instead of saying "look who's here," you can. This one's more of a joke, but we say "look what the cat dragged in."
에?
Okay,
그거요?
so I'll explain this phrase. So, if you have a cat as a pet, that
네.
it's an outdoor cat, so it goes outside. And then next time you see the cat, it probably has like a mouse or like a bird. Like
네.
it caught something and it brought it. So cats will do that sometimes, right? You know, like, oh no, the cat dragged in a mouse. The cat dragged in a bird.
아,
So sometimes as a joke, when somebody comes to your house, you open the door, you say, "Oh, look what the cat dragged in." Means like this person's here now. Like, why is he here? This, the cat must have brought him here or something like that. So it's kind of a funny joke, but we say this sometimes too. Yeah.
그거는
Yeah.
그거는 인사치레는 아닌 것 같아요.
Okay. You don't
예,
think so?
인사치레 카테고리는
Yeah.
넘은 것 같아요, 확실히.
Oh, okay.
왜냐면 그냥 하는 인사하고 끝이 아니라
Mm-hmm.
그 진짜 반가워서 막 아주
Okay.
좋은 표현이잖아요.
Okay, I think I can see the difference then. All right.
네, 알겠죠. 이제.
Okay.
네,
Yeah.
뭐 그렇습니다. 인사치레.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything else related to this you want to say? This can be a short episode if you want to.
네, 지금 한 40분 정도 했네요.
Oh, longer than I thought.
네, 밥 한번 먹자 뭐 이렇게 하거나
Mm-hmm.
뭐 더 자주 보자 이렇게 얘기를 하면
Yeah. I just remembered one
네.
more phrase. We talked
네.
about this in a previous episode. Is I think we did. Oh no, I was talking to somebody else about this. Working hard or hardly working. So this is a phrase we use. So if I see somebody that I know at the office,
네.
I can say, "You working hard or hardly working?" This is insachire. So working hard means 열심히 일하다, right?
그렇죠. 열심히 일하는 거고.
Hardly working means
일을
거의 일하지 않아요.
그렇죠. 거의 일을 안 한다는 거잖아요.
Yeah. So when you ask
그래?
somebody, "Are you working
네.
hard?" or "Are you hardly working?" Which is it? What are you doing?
물어보는 거구나.
Yeah. But this is a greeting we use for people that we work with sometimes. Oh, working hard or hardly working?
그렇구나.
Yeah.
근데 전혀 진짜 궁금해서 물어보는 느낌이 하나도 안 나요.
Right. Sorry, I just remembered that last one, so I wanted to mention it.
직장에서
Mm-hmm.
직장에서 그러게요. 저 항상 출근하면은 그 출근하실 때 그 좋은 아침입니다 이러면서 출근하시는 직원분들이 계셨어요.
Mm-hmm.
그러면 이제 부하 직원들도 그 좋은 아침입니다 이렇게 다 같이 얘기를
Yeah. What
했었죠.
about I think I've heard Koreans say this. They say 수고.
수고?
No? Am I wrong?
그거는 진짜 뭐 윗사람이
Oh, it's an older phrase.
아니요. 그 윗사람이
Yeah.
늙은 사람이 아니라 그 보스 뭐 이런 윗사람이랑
okay.
아랫사람이 있으면
Yeah.
그 좀 진짜 친한
Mm-hmm.
진짜 친한 아랫사람한테 수고 이렇게 할 수도 있고
Okay.
친구들 사이에서도 그렇게 많이 안 쓰는 것 같아요.
I see. Okay. Got it.
네. 그 이제 진짜 뭐 동생 같은 부하 직원한테
Mm-hmm.
그냥 뭐 잘 부탁한다, 뭐 좀 더 고생해, 좀 더
오케이,
수고해
오케이.
이런 식으로 수고 이렇게 할 수 있는데
Okay.
네, 아주 캐주얼한
Yeah.
사용이죠.
I see.
네, 그냥 직장에서 쓰면 안 됩니다.
Okay.
얘기거리 다 떨어진 것 같은데.
Yep. That's right. Maybe that's all.
네네. 이번 시간 간만에
Mm.
1시간 이내로 녹화가 끝났어요.
Yeah. That sounds right.
네, 시간이 점점 길어지다가 간만에 짧게 끝납니다.
Mm-hmm.
그러면 이번 시간은 카트리나가 추천해준 주제로 재밌게 이야기를 해봤고요.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was fun. Thanks, Katrina.
네, 그리고 그 업로드 시간상으로 보면
Mm-hmm.
그 지난주 2주 전에
Mm.
노후 데뷔 그 노후 에피소드가 올라갔을 거예요.
Right.
네, 그리고 일주일 전에는 영화관 에피소드일 거고.
Mm-hmm.
네, 그렇게 그 또 주제 추천해 주시면 저희가 아주 재밌게 얘기를 나눠 보겠습니다.
Yeah, if you have suggestions for topics, leave them in the comments and we'll definitely get around to doing them.
네, 그리고 거기서 또 그 AI의 미래에
Right. Yeah.
대한 추천도 들어왔어요.
Yeah, there was a recommendation to talk about AI, and I think you had mentioned that a while ago, is that maybe me, you, and Katrina could all talk about AI together. I think
네.
it's a good big topic, and I think Katrina knows a lot more about it than me, so I can learn from it, but I may have some things to say, so yeah.
그래요. 근데 지금 그 방식에 대해 고민 중이에요.
Why?
왜냐면 3명 중에 2명이 영어를 쓰면
Mm-hmm.
하프가 아니잖아요.
One third.
그쵸. 아니, one third, two third죠. 영어니까.
Right. Yeah.
네, 그래서 참.
2 on 1 or 1 on 2, we can say.
네. 그래서 뭐 그렇게 그냥 할지
Mm-hmm.
아니면은 뭐 좀 자막을 포기하고
Yeah.
지프가 좀 살신성이해서
Mm-hmm.
한국어 영어를 둘 다 하든지.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Fair point. I don't know. We would have to just try it and see. Yeah, we could try that.
네네. 그리고 일단 좀 더 고민을 해보겠습니다.
Okay. Yeah, we'll think about it.
네, 이따가 또 얘기 더 해보고.
Mm-hmm.
네, 그리고 또 뭐 다음에 또 언젠가 그 리버스 하프앤하프도 해보죠 한번.
Yeah. So when I responded to that, I said 반반 반대. 반반
그렇죠.
반대.
네. 저는 영어로만 하고 지프는 한국어로만 하고.
Yeah, I've been thinking about when, I think we should do that, but I want to think about what topic we can do that for. Probably a more simple topic.
그렇죠.
But yeah, I think that would be really fun to do sometime. Yeah.
네, 이게 제 영어 때문에 너무 답답할 것 같아요. 보는 사람들이.
You know, other than a few short phrases, I've never heard you speak English. So I'm actually very curious kind of what you sound like in English. So we'll see. I'm curious.
그렇구나.
Yeah.
좋습니다.
All right, cool.
좋습니다. 재밌겠네요. 네, 그래요. 그러면은 이번 시간은 이쯤에서 마무리해 보겠습니다.
Yep, let's wrap up.
네, 그러면 저희는 또 다음 주에 유익하고 흥미로운 내용으로 돌아오겠습니다. 언제든지 주제 환영이고요, 댓글 환영이고요. 또 많이 스트리밍 해주십시오. 그러면 지금까지 저는 반반 팟캐스트 하프앤하프의 정태웅이었습니다. 감사합니다.
I'm Jeep, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye.